Welcome to the MGS Podcast, your one-stop shop for movies, games, and sports. My name is Jake, here always with my boo-boo kitty Paul. How you doing, Paul?
Hey, Jay and Silent Bob, strike back.
No, it's a podcast about movies, so you can't not mention Jay and Silent Bob at some point.
That's absolutely true.
Clerks 2, Jay and Silent Bob. You know, when I first
$15, little man.
put that stuff in my hand,
hand.
and if that money doesn't show you,
You
owe me, my jungle love. Oh we. uh, anyway, so quick reflection for the movie last week was Morbius. Paul and I went and saw it on opening night in theaters. What did you think of it?
I wish they did Venom that way.
I am Venom.
I thought it was great, man. I really enjoyed it. I'm not gonna go out there and say it was a perfect Marvel movie, but I thought it was done really well. I thought Jared Leto did phenomenal.
I think Jared Leto was amazing in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And uh, I just really wish they did Venom that way, like where it was more serious.
Yeah.
In that sense, that's one of my things with Venom. I know you really enjoyed Venom, but I thought it was a great movie. Definitely go check it out if you guys get some time to go see it. But it was really cool.
Yeah, it's not in my top 10 for Marvel movies, but it's not in my bottom 5.
There's also 100 Marvel movies.
Yeah, there's 132, so there's quite a few. But yeah, I really enjoyed it as well. I know it's getting pretty bad reviews, but you know, you have to be your own critic. Don't listen to everything you see online. You know, you have to see the movie for yourself and see what you think. I thought it was fantastic. Again, Jared Leto did an amazing job. It was a little corny at times, but overall, I would see it again.
Yeah.
To be completely honest with you, to see what I missed. Paul was, giving me crap because a lot of times when we go to the movie theaters, I do one of these.
My gaming pose.
It is a gaming pose. And as soon as the movie started, he's like, "Why aren't you sitting up in your seats? Like it's Morbius. I'm not going to sit up in my seat for Morbius. Not yet, anyway."
Yeah, it was good, and kind of to your point on the whole, you are your own critic for it. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to the movie and Rotten Tomatoes has like trashed a movie.
Yeah.
And I've actually come out like, wow, this was way better than I thought it was due to what I read online. So definitely go check it out. Like I said, I'm with you. It's not in my top 10 favorite Marvel movies, but it was definitely good enough to go see in theaters.
Yep.
For sure.
And what'd you think about Moon Knight starring Poe Dameron?
That
Oscar Isaac
was phenomenal.
It's getting review bombed right now too.
Is it really?
It is.
I'm surprised about that. I thought it was a great introduction to a character we've never seen before on the big screen.
Yeah.
So TV show, obviously you're going to slow things down a little bit to where you're going to spread it out through 6 episodes. So you're not going to get everything you want in the first episode. And I think that's where people are very critical on. But we got to see him in the suit right at the very end of that first episode, and I thought it was a good way to start it off.
Well, one thing that people are really upset about is, so Mark Spector in the comic books is Jewish, and people are upset that they're not exploring his Jewish heritage, but we're 1 episode in. Give it a rest, guys. Watch it. It's phenomenal. I thought it was a great way to kick off the show. They did a lot of story building, and then you may or may not get to see Moon Knight at one point.
Yeah, I think I already spoiled that.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry. You're going to come on here, and there's going to be some damn spoilers from time to time, and you're just going to have to, rewind and forget that it ever happened. And skip through.
It happened in here. But, on today's podcast, we're going to be talking about 2 movies that come out later this week. Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Numero dos.
Which, I'm looking forward to it because I loved the first one. My son loved the first one. I'm excited for Sonic 2.
Yeah, my daughter's not yet at that age yet where she would see that, but like I said, I knew you liked the first one, so...
Yeah, and you wore blue specifically to celebrate Sonic.
Yeah, that, and maybe a little North Carolina action going on.
No, it was for Sonic. And then we're also going to be talking about Ambulance starring Jake Gyllenhaal.
Who?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Who?
A very attractive Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, here we go again.
You know, damn right. And then for gaming, we're actually going to be talking about what our favorite childhood games were.
Yeah.
And now when we say childhood, we can be talking about from the exit of the womb up until, late
Yeah.
teens.
Great systems that kind of kicked the world off into video games.
Yeah.
So got a little game cast.
You mean Dreamcast or GameCube?
No, I said Gamecast.
And then for sports, we're going to cover the biggest news stories going on in sports right now, as well as going over the groupings for the World Cup, which starts in November.
Dude, I can't wait for that.
And we're going to
And
talk about a little March Madness, Final Four.
there's no more
King and
March,
win.
man.
Yeah,
It's April
it's
Madness.
April Championship.
Yeah.
And later on in the podcast, stay tuned because Paul and I are going to make another bet.
Yes, we are. Yeah,
We'll see what happens with that. But in the meantime, move on to movies.
Let's do it.
So, kicking off our movie segment, we're going to jump right into Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which Sonic as a movie has come such a long way. I don't know if you remember, before the first one came out, they released that trailer and it showed the CGI of Sonic with like these really weird
They had to like
human
redo
teeth.
it, like put the whole thing on hold, and
Yeah, they redid the
remember that.
CGI for Sonic for the entirety of the movie. Because it's almost like in the first one, they tried to make him look realistic, which, I mean, it's a blue hedgehog who can run at the speed of light.
speed.
Like, how are you going to really try to make that realistic? But then they redid the CGI, and the Sonic that we ended up with
Stop being so critical of everything,
Yeah.
people. Like,
Okay.
Jesus.
Okay, I was pretty critical about that too. I thought Sonic looked absolutely terrible prior to them redoing the CGI. But then they did redo it. They stayed true to the old video games and the old cartoon series. And, Sonic 1 was actually a phenomenal movie. If you haven't seen Sonic and you played the old Sega games, go watch it. See Sonic 2 as well. They did such a good job with the first one. You've got Ben Schwartz. He's playing Sonic. He was in Parks and Rec. He just voices Sonic, obviously. You've got James Marsden as Tom. He was in X-Men. He played Cyclops.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, the first X-Men?
The OGs.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Big old laser
Yeah,
eyes
I had
gets
to-
disintegrated by
I know
Jean
who
Grey.
Cyclops is. I was
I'm
trying to
just
think of
saying,
the
it
person
seemed like
playing
you were
him.
kind of confused. Jim Carrey is returning
Ooh.
as Dr. Robotnik. Now, Jim Carrey has announced his retirement for acting. So, if there's going to be a Sonic 3, we don't know who Dr. Robotnik's going to be, which is too bad because Dr. Robotnik, he plays him so well. I was super critical at first when I saw the trailer and I saw it was going to be Jim Carrey in the first one. I'm like, really? Jim
So-
Carrey is Eggman? He doesn't even have the mustache or anything.
Well, I
but
mean, if you go back and remember, like the video games, Dr. Robotnik always looked really heavy set.
yeah, very.
Like red beard, like you would think he's like red beard. I think
He
he
looked
had
like
red beard.
he looked like Humpty Dumpty.
Like a bald pirate.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, with an amazing red curly mustache. And then actually Idris Elba is coming on to voice Knuckles.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, and I love Idris Elba. He's actually, for me, he's my number one that I want to play the next Bond.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love Idris Elba. If you don't know who Idris Elba is, he's in Thor. He plays Bloodsport in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, he's been in a bunch of
Amazing
different stuff
actor.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not. I mean, Sonic 1 was a little bit older of a movie for my daughter, so never got to see it in the theaters. But I've heard good things about it. It was funny because I was just scrolling through Instagram earlier today, and there was
Were you pooping?
No, no, but usually, yeah, that's where it
Yeah.
happens. But I was watching this award show, and it was, I think, an Oscars thing, and they
Oh,
had
it's when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock.
no, it was like
Okay.
a couple years ago.
Okay.
And Jim Carrey's like sitting up in like this VIP area where most of the people who are nominated for awards will sit. And they like pan over to him and they're like making fun of him, like sitting there. And they're like, you're going to have to get up and move.
section.
Yeah, you're going to have to get up and move. He's like, I don't know if you heard about it, but I'm playing in Sonic, the Hedgehog later this year in November. And they're like, yeah, we're pretty sure we'll have you here next year then sitting in this area. But right now you got to move. And
Yeah, you go
he
to the
like gets
TV
up and is
section.
just being super silly about it all. So it was funny. But
I love Jim Carrey.
he's
I
great,
seriously
man.
do.
He's got comes off as a little bit of a weird guy outside, but how do you have that personality and not
Yeah.
be kind of weird?
You
So
can't at one point in your career be birthed by a rhinoceros
right out of the culo.
and not be a little goofy. And Jim Carrey, I love you for every role that you've ever given us. I mean, Jim Carrey was part of our childhood. The Ace Venturas, Cable Guy.
Cable Guy was
Cable
phenomenal.
Guy, I mean, I still wish I could do I used to think I could do a Cable Guy impression.
Liar, liar.
Liar, liar. Oh my lord. The color of the pen is
A
blue.
little bit later than I was our child, but Yes Man was another great one. Bruce
Yeah.
Almighty.
Yep.
Those
Oh,
were
Bruce,
two
oh
great
my lord.
ones.
Now I'm just
So
sitting here crushing over
Jim
over Jim
Carrey.
Carrey. Yeah.
He's a great actor, man. He does so many things, and I don't even want to forget about The Mask,
Oh my lord,
because
we did
Cameron
mention right
Diaz
away.
looked phenomenal in that movie. But that was a fantastic movie. So
I'm not
haven't seen them
saying
all. Go back and check them out because they aged very well.
I'm not saying that, I liked Cameron Diaz in that movie, but I am saying I would have died for her.
Yeah.
Bullet through the heart. And it would have been worth it. But so one exciting thing with this movie, of course, is the introduction of Knuckles, which I know Paul was saying prior to the podcast starting that Knuckles was his OG favorite character.
Yeah, for sure.
So there's
In
a
the
little
Sonic
excitement
games,
there.
they just look cool. He just
he
looked gangster, bro.
just he just the way he wore red,
Like you
like
had Sonic for so many years in blue, and then like this guy comes out with like dreads almost. You're like, dude, this guy looks
not to
badass.
mention the
The
Knuckles
Knuckles,
with
yeah,
spikes
he's
on them.
ready to murder somebody.
When in the trailer, it looks like Knuckles kind of like in the I don't know so much in the video games, but in the cartoons, he was originally a bad guy. And it looks like in this movie, based on the trailer at the beginning at least, he's gonna be a bad guy because, Sonic is sitting there, he's like, you're not gonna take my power. And then he like zaps in to attack Dr. Robotnik and then pop!
No,
It's Rock'em Sock'em by Knuckles.
rock'em sock'em, you could play all night. Do you remember those commercials?
Yes. Oh my lord, Rock'em
Sorry.
Sock'em. But so Knuckles, he's gonna be a bad guy at first, but there's got to be a point in this when he transitions into being one of Sonic's friends. We're gonna have Tails in this movie as well, which Tails
The
appeared. This
best
isn't
pilot in
really
the world.
yeah, this isn't really a spoiler, but Tails didn't appear until the very, very, very end of the last movie, which is why he wasn't in any of the marketing material or anything for the first Sonic movie. They didn't want people to think he was in it, so he appears in the post-credit scene, which that's not a spoiler. You can still go watch the first Sonic and you'll be amazed. You will be amazed. Actually, there's this scene where Sonic like there's a turtle crossing the road, and it's going turtle speed, super fast. And Sonic grabs it and starts like running down the road with it, and like the turtle is smiling and stuff, and he's running like 300 plus miles per hour, and then he drops the turtle, so he's holding it, and then all of a sudden it's gone. He's like, "Whoop!" Has to run back and grab the turtle, and then by the time he puts it down, the turtle's like shaking
Like, what happened to my
because it's
life?
terrified. But I do have a theory, as I do in every movie, especially if it comes down to video games or the Kingdom of Nerds. But I am a firm believer that at some point we're going to see a Shadow Sonic in this
Yeah,
movie.
that'd be cool.
Yeah, Shadow Sonic is the like dark Sonic that was created by Dr. Robotnik to try to beat that
Compete
boy
with,
up.
yeah.
But the thing is, they should have had him be red because Sonic is blue. It's only fitting, red versus blue.
Yeah. There's never a white Sonic.
There is,
Is there?
yeah.
Oh, it's like starting to become the Power Rangers.
there's there's all different kinds of Sonic. There's even there's a blue robot Sonic too. There's a female Sonic. They were introduced later in different cartoons, different video games. For the Sega Dreamcast, a few of them were introduced, but
Gamecast.
Gamecast. I'm so sorry. What's funny? Speaking of Nintendo, remember when the GameCube came out and it had like the little mini discs?
Yeah, oh, I forgot how
Yeah,
little those things
so
were.
so at the time, I was a teenager. I think I was 15. I was working part-time at Fazoli's making pizzas for people. I love
Fazoli.
Fazoli's to this day. And I literally bought a GameCube. I almost said Gamecast.
I know it's gonna be stuck in your head.
Because I thought the discs were cute. That's the only reason I got one.
These are so
And then it's
adorable.
funny because I got it and I hated it. I'm like, I want a PlayStation 2. This is stupid.
You know what's funny is actually Dreamcast. One of my favorite Sonic games ever was on Dreamcast, and it was like one of the first games that
Yeah,
came out on Dreamcast. And it was like kind of like this open world style like
I know
Sonic,
exactly
and you
which one
could
you're
go
talking
like
about.
all these different dimensions, and it was awesome for like
Yeah,
for that time when that game came out. I was like, dude, this thing
you
was
know,
pretty dope.
on that topic, we are getting a new open world Sonic game.
Really.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be this year or next year. I'll have to double check. I haven't looked into it for a while, but they've
That
showed
was a
some
huff,
teasers.
by the way, because like I don't know why, like why can't you do? It sounds super nerdy. Why can't you do a Pokemon open world game?
Oh,
Like
I don't know because everyone is open world. Stupid.
no, I mean like on like
Like a high graphic three dimensional
right,
platform.
yeah, like
Yeah.
on a
So,
Xbox or on a PlayStation or on.
well, they'll never do it on that because Nintendo owns
That's true. I mean, that
Pokemon.
makes sense.
But
So, but
the newest games, I forget their names. The newest Pokemon games, they are kind of like that. My thing is, and I think you can agree with this. We're old now. You know, you're 33. You're older than me.
I
I'm
gotta
only
put my age out there
I'm
like
only
that, man.
32. I'll be 33. But by the time I'm 33, you'll be 34. So yeah, you're old. But it's all these new Pokemon that I've never heard of.
That
So I have no interest playing. I just want my original. What was it? 151, 152.
152, I think.
Yeah, I just want my OGs. And they gave us that with the Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee.
Yeah.
But the downfall of that is you can't even battle Pokemon. You just have to throw candy and Pokeballs at them.
But
Like, you know how irritating it is when you get a Master Ball and you go to fight Mewtwo at the end and you can't just throw the Master Ball at him?
gotta give him like 10 pieces of candy.
Yeah.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Actually,
Ooh,
for
piece of candy.
Mewtwo, he's one of the only wild Pokemon. You have to fight him first. I can't beat him.
Nobody
I
can.
threw my Charizard at him, my Blastoise, my Arcanine. Like, I had all the legendary birds, Zapdos, Moltres. What was the other one?
Zapdos,
Zapdos,
Moltres.
Moltres, and what's the,
The
the
fire.
ice one? Moltres was the fire one. Articuno.
Articuno, yeah.
I threw them at him, and I couldn't beat him.
Good
But it's
names
like I
out
have
there.
I have a freaking Master Ball. Why can't I just dome this dude quick and catch him?
Because then that would just be too easy.
I want it to be easy. I want Mewtwo so I can pick on little boys and girls.
Sounded terrible.
Just
Such a monster, man.
But I mean that's really all there is with Sonic. I don't want to talk too much about the trailer because there's going to be a lot of stuff that could possibly spoil the movie. I'm a firm believer that going into the movie without never having seen a trailer is the best way to do it. Like there's so much because everything is going to be new to you at that point.
Yeah, but you gotta watch the trailer sometimes to even know if you're gonna be excited or
Why are
something.
you talking to me like that?
Oh, you gotta watch the trailer in case.
But Sonic releases in theaters this Friday, April 8th. So,
Go check it out.
I'm going to go check it out. I've got tickets for Sunday.
You got kids or just want to feel like a kid? Go check it out.
Yeah, I've got tickets for Sunday. I'm excited.
Nice.
So I'll let you guys know for sure. I know Paul's not going to say, "Oh, my kids aren't of age." I'm going to go see it. I would see it for me, even if my son wasn't going. I'd go
Notice
see
how
it
you
still.
didn't invite me to this one with his son.
Hey, do you want to come? We have an extra ticket.
Okay, I'm coming.
Okay. So moving on to our second movie, which is Ambulance, starring the man, the myth, the legend, Jake Gyllenhaal, aka Mysterio, aka Donnie Darko.
Donnie Darko.
Yeah, like that throwback.
Yeah, I still like the music to that.
I still like the character, just the evil bunny.
Dude, that thing was haunting.
Yeah. Well, and then in this movie too, it's got what's his name? It's Yahya Abdul Mateen. It's hard for me to say. Yahya Abdul Mateen. He's the one who played Candyman in the recent remake of the movie. And he also played Manta in Aquaman.
Oh, is that who?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I guess I didn't put that together.
And he was Morbius in the Matrix reboot that they just did.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that on HBO
It's
Max.
terrible.
Yeah,
It was.
it's awful.
It's very rare that I say a movie was bad. I like almost
Especially with Keanu
every movie.
Reeves.
Yeah,
like
Keanu Reeves was one of the worst parts of the movie.
yeah. Well, you can't go and you're like, is he gonna John Wick some shit here?
No, he's just gonna. And sometimes he uses two hands. If you guys haven't seen The Matrix, that's the whole movie. I just showed it to you right there.
it was
But
terrible.
And then it's also got Isa Gonzalez. She was in Godzilla vs Kong, and she was in the Hobbs and Shaw movie.
Like Hobbs and Shaw.
I love me some Dwayne the Rock Johnson and Jason Statham any day of the week. Monday, Tuesday,
Yeah.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
And there's going to be lots of explosions because Michael Bay's directing
Yeah.
it. So
I'm pretty sure at some point we're gonna see Optimus Prime show up and
just in the background,
he's gonna be fighting Megatron while they're getting chased. So ambulance is about a
this actually happened while they're fighting in Chicago. So
yeah.
this takes place. They're gonna
And it's funny because thinking about it, and I'm sure I have, but I can't think of a different movie directed by Michael Bay other than Transformers that I've seen. I'm sure there are some that I've seen and I just didn't realize they were Michael Bay. But anytime anyone hears Michael Bay, I just picture Shia LaBeouf screaming, Bumblebee!
or just that terrible scene of Megan Fox deciding she's gonna get in the tow truck and drag Bumblebee through the streets, and I'm just like, this is such a corny portion.
But I love those movies so much.
Oh, I do.
I really did.
I just went back and watched the first one the other day.
Did you?
Yeah.
The first two I thought were fantastic.
Yeah, the
and then
following was
after
good.
that, they kind of
The
lost
third
me a
one
little
wasn't
bit.
terrible, but it wasn't great.
I mean,
that was
I
the one in
enjoyed
Chicago.
them. I enjoyed them just because it was Transformers, and I grew up watching the Transformers. Remember, it was Transformers Beasts or something when
Beast Wars.
Beast Wars when they
That
were
was I
animals.
watched it every morning before
Yeah, I
school.
think Megatron was a T-Rex.
Uh,
Optimus was a gorilla.
Optimus was the gorilla. There was a cheetah. I think
I
like
think Bumblebee was the
a
cheetah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that was awesome. Beast Wars was I almost said Animorphs, but
Animorphs.
Beast Wars was a fantastic show.
Animorphs.
You know
Was
what they
terrible.
didn't have on Beast Wars? An ambulance.
They didn't.
So
That was a good way to get us back on the topic. But yeah, so directed by Michael Bay. The movie is about two guys
wow, we
who
drift.
yeah, it's about two guys who are really close friends, possibly adopted brothers. It's hard to tell from the trailer because they refer to themselves as friends but as brothers. Kind of like you and myself.
Grew up, could have been in an orphanage.
Could have been.
Could have took the path of being Batman, but they decided to be murderers.
So, first of all, we don't know that. That movie's about two friends who become bank robbers. The trailer makes it seem as one of the friends, his wife needs a surgery to save her life. So Jake Gyllenhaal's character offers him a job for like $32 million to go rob this bank.
Not going to get the same sympathy as John Q.
No. All I'm saying, though, if you told me, like, hey, Jake, someone I know that's important to me needs a surgery, will you rob this bank with me?
You'd pull it right out of the movie
Absolutely
The Town. Who's driving?
Yeah. So they're robbing this bank. Things go sideways as they normally do in bank heist movies, and they end up having to hijack an ambulance which has a injured police officer in it. And then from there, it just goes down. And the trailer looks like every other bank heist movie I've ever seen.
That's the same thing I thought too. And it's like one of those movies like where I'm like sitting there, I was like, did we just watch the whole movie in the trailer? Like, did they just show us everything important?
Yeah, so and that's where we go back to, sometimes it's better not to watch the trailer. If you have not seen the trailer for Ambulance, honestly, I suggest you do not watch the trailer.
Watch like a teaser trailer.
Yeah, maybe watch a teaser, but don't watch the full trailer because like Paul just said, I'm pretty sure they showed the entirety of the movie in the trailer.
Yeah.
Like, just watch Moonfall for the first time. I had posted it on our Instagram. It was a fantastic movie.
That's with the guy from Lord of the Rings?
No, it's a guy
Sam,
from Insidious.
Okay, I don't know if
the guy you're thinking of that's in it is from Game of Thrones.
That's what I meant. Yeah. What did I say?
You said
Lord
Sam
of the Rings.
from Lord of the
Yeah,
Rings.
no, I mean, yeah.
Those are two
Game of
completely different things. But yeah, so I watched it. Mind you, I had never seen the trailer, and I thought it was amazing. And then later in the night, my son wanted to see the trailer because he's like, "What movie did you watch?" I'm like, "Mind your business. I will knock you out if you keep talking to me like that." So I show him the trailer, and as I'm watching the trailer, I was like, "Wow, that was the entire movie in that trailer."
I've only seen like parts of that trailer, so I'm glad that I haven't seen it because also they actually. What are the reviews on it? Because I thought they were a little bit higher.
They were.
Yeah. Okay. So I was gonna say that's one movie I wanted to sit down and see.
Definitely watch it. It was really good.
Now you can tell me because I think I remember seeing like some crazy
Blue.
blue.
Oh, I thought you were gonna ask me what my favorite color was.
Oh, that's
No.
mine too.
Nice. It's not
Yeah.
actually mine, but
Oh,
keep going. What was your
well, I
question?
thought we were bromancing there for a moment. I looked so deep into your soul, like wow. Um, I don't remember what
I
I said.
made
Oh,
you
the
brain fart.
CGI. The CGI in the movie, was it done well? Because I felt like I looked when I saw a
In
little part
Moonfall?
of, yeah, in the
Yeah.
trailer, that I was like, wow, this looks so unrealistic.
Yeah, it was done pretty well. There's some spots in the movie that are like,
Maybe.
but it's pretty good. I'd put it on like top tier
What was
CGI.
the other movie done with Jennifer Lawrence and Leonardo DiCaprio lately?
Jennifer Lawrence and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Mhm.
I didn't know they were in a
It was
movie together.
about the asteroid that was coming towards Earth, and they were the two to discover it. They're both astronomers.
Okay, so that was Armageddon with Bruce
No,
Willis.
no,
Okay.
no, no.
Which,
I'll look
speaking
it
of
up
Bruce
after this.
Willis, he just announced his retirement from acting as well. He got, I forget the name of it, so excuse me for it, but
Basically, like Alzheimer's, isn't it?
I believe when I researched what it was similar, where it causes brain damage over time, and you can lose different motor functions.
I
And
actually heard that he was getting yelled at on the set by some directors and things like that because he was having like troubles like with I guess
who
remembering his
yells at
lines.
Bruce
I don't know.
Willis?
I guess there was like some frustrations. I don't want to say yelling, but there was like some
That man is a
frustrations.
national treasure.
Yeah. Tears of the Sun.
Oh, the Tears of the Sun was amazing. But seriously, though, Armageddon to this day, I will cry every time I watch it.
Oh, dude,
I
the
can
part where he's saying goodbye to his
say
daughter.
just to hear you breathing.
That makes me think of Animal Crackers.
What?
Dude, when that song comes on, Ben Affleck is sitting there on Aerosmith's daughter,
Oh, Liv Taylor.
yeah, is
Yeah.
he's sitting there playing with the line on
I
his
was so
stomach.
confused because I thought you were talking about like an Animal Crackers cartoon or something. I'm like,
No,
what are you talking
is there
about,
Animal
dude?
Cracker cartoon?
Probably somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere out there.
Yeah,
It's
we
probably
were,
some weird
search it. Wow, we
Cartoon
got
Network.
really far off topic again. This was your fault again, though.
I don't care.
Duly noted. But one thing, how crazy. So in the movie or in the trailer, actually, I don't want to give away the trailer. I don't want to give away the trailer, but they steal this ambulance. Like I said, it's got a wounded police officer that was in the ambulance. I feel like, like if that's the cop that they possibly just shot in the bank robbery, and now they're somehow in an ambulance with that same cop, that is a small world.
Yeah, for sure.
But now I
Small
literally
city.
can't stop thinking of that other bank heist movie that you had just mentioned before.
Which one?
I forgot the name already. The one with like all
The Town?
the town.
Yeah,
Oh, the town was so
that
good.
was a good one.
If this is anywhere close to the town, which I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal is very careful about the roles he accepts,
Sure.
and they're all when he plays a serious role, he plays a serious role. Like
Uh,
for all the jokes that Brokeback Mountain gets, that was a serious movie, and that was a good movie.
R.I.P. Heath Ledger.
Yeah, R.I.P. Heath Ledger for sure.
You know actually which one is my favorite Jake Gyllenhaal movies and uh
The Day After Tomorrow.
no, the Nightcrawler,
Yeah,
where
yeah,
he's
that was really
the
good.
like obsessed reporter with
Yeah,
being on the scene.
and then he ends up like killing some
Dude, that
people.
was so wild. It was dark and it was
Yeah,
wild. If you've not seen that one, that was a
he lost a lot
fantastic
of
movie.
weight for that too.
Yeah, he did look a little bit thinner
Yeah,
in that
yeah.
particular movie. I actually just watched the army movie when I was at the beach this weekend with him and Toby Maguire.
Jarhead?
Is no
Oh, the one where they're brothers and Toby Maguire comes back with like
in
severe PTSD and
right, right,
yeah.
yeah.
I
That
forget
was
what it's called, but
I did too.
Brothers. I think it might have actually just been called Brother, maybe.
Actually, I think that's what it
Yeah.
is. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was a good
that's a good
one.
movie too.
Yeah,
Toby
I've never
Maguire
seen it,
was
and I was like,
phenomenal.
oh, what's this one? So I played it,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, this is actually a really good
Well, I
movie.
guess they were childhood friends too. So to do a movie, can you imagine like if we did a movie together? It would probably be like a Brokeback Mountain
Noise.
type
Oh, bro,
movie.
Jesus. I
I'm talking about just two cowboys. I mean, I've
don't even feel safe around you right now.
but wow, we got off topic so many times in that one. I am so sorry for Paul's behavior.
Thanks for sticking with us through that.
I'll tell him in the gaming segment to do a little bit better because he was awful right there.
Yeah,
But without
fun
going
though.
too much into it, that releases Friday, April 8th as well. I'm gonna go see that probably this weekend too because I've been looking forward to that. I feel like I've been seeing the trailer for 6 years, so
Check it out.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. Broken record,
Woo!
LOL.
LMAO.
But we're gonna take a short break, and we'll be back with our gaming segment.
Yeah, come back and hang out with us. You all right?
Yeah,
You want to talk about it?
kind of. Fucking ankle hurts. I don't know why. I'm just getting old. Fucking laid on the ground to look under that car of Elijah's, and I could barely get the fuck up.
Dude, dude, I love you because I was thinking about the same thing. I was like literally getting all of my daughter's like pants out from the dryer, and I'm like throwing them over my shoulder one by one, and I was like, oh, I need this too. And I go to stand up, and my knees cracked. I was like, God dang, I'm so
You have
old.
to reach down an extra 3 fucking inches, bro.
Why does it always got to turn into a short joke? You know, people on here probably think I'm fucking 4'3".
It's pretty fucking close.
You're an asshole. I hate you, but I love you at the same time, bro. Welcome back to the MGS podcast, your one-stop shop for movies, games, and sports. We've reached our second segment here, which is games. We actually have a unique topic today. We're actually going to talk about our favorite childhood games.
You want to start?
We didn't really go over this too much before we got into this because we kind of wanted to run this one off script here.
Yeah.
And kind of see what we have because I think we all have our own stories of our childhood games and those type of things. But definitely looking forward to this topic because I think there's a lot of great stories out of some of these games here. But yeah, let's kick it off here. I guess I'll start and talk about favorite childhood games. Number one, I think will be on everybody's top list if you really kind of go back to the early 2000s, late 90s. Going to be GoldenEye.
GoldenEye.
007.
You remember how everyone thought those graphics were phenomenal?
Dude, have you went back and tried to play it on a HD screen
It's
TV?
so bad. It was fantastic.
Yeah,
though.
it was awesome.
So that's your number one, though.
The D64,
like that's your top
the
favorite.
RC90,
Oh my lord, the golden gun.
AK-47, the golden gun.
People would pick Odd Job.
The complex. Oh, dude, that was me, the short guy.
Dude, that's see. So you've always been a cheater. You can't pick Odd Job in GoldenEye because all you'd have to do is go up to someone and melee them and just punch them.
So the way
repeatedly.
we played is that the best player couldn't be Odd Job.
You'd have to pick Jaws or something.
Yes, the big guy in this, that most clear as day outfit, so he was easier to see. Yeah, I was never having to be that guy, but anyway. I was always Odd Job.
That was always the worst one.
But did you remember having to scroll to get to your players? So you'd have to like scroll real quick to get to your favorite one.
Man, I always picked Bond.
Did you?
I did.
I mean, you almost had to. And dude, the storyline to 007 was fantastic.
Well, and it's funny because I didn't know it was based off of a movie. So when I first saw the movie, I'm like, they ripped this right out of the game.
Those sons of bitches.
I can't believe they've done this.
Oh man, yeah, the gameplay on it was phenomenal. The multiplayer was so awesome, and dude, the reason why it has to be my number one game is just because of the childhood memories that I have with it. And it was like, now keep in mind, kids, there was no flat screen TV, back in the early 2000s. So me and my buddies were carrying these tube televisions over from one house to the other. We had two of our best friends were right across the street from each other. I can't think of the countless nights that we played GoldenEye up until, the late hours of the night, early morning. Yeah. And just like having one TV here and one TV here, and the winners of this TV go and play the winners of this TV. And I mean, you got 4 players on it. So
and it's funny because when you hear people you talk about multiplayer games and like raging, and everyone talks about the Call of Duty Modern Warfare lobbies and how toxic they were. I'm sorry, that is no comparison to screen cheating.
Oh,
Like,
dude, that was the
like
worst. You're looking at my screen. No, I'm not. Yes, you were. I
how did you
saw
know I was
you.
coming around that corner, you son of a bitch? Because I legitimately was saying the B word at that time. So
Dude, I mean, there was so much
you
frustration,
put
and
like
the best
something
thing,
in the middle of the screen, like a sheet or something, so that people couldn't see
I
your screen. And
didn't. We didn't ever go that far,
oh,
but
we did.
we would have these TVs back to back, winners play, winners, and it was just all night. And I had this really cool at this house I had. Um, we had converted like a back patio, like porch, into like an indoor, like I guess game room.
Yeah,
So like put an AC unit in there, and kind of covered it off and everything, and that was like the game area. So we would sit there in that room and just
yeah,
play all night long.
yeah. We couldn't bring a Nintendo into the homeless shelter.
It's just
I'm just kidding. we
God, Lee, I pity the fool.
no, man. Yeah, I mean, we had a Nintendo 64. It was the first. Actually, it was the third console we had ever owned. First, we owned a SNES, and then we owned what was called a Sega Saturn, which was the first Sega CD console. And then my dad, one of the few good memories that I've got with him and my mom went out and got my brother and I a Nintendo 64, and GoldenEye was the first game that we got from the Nintendo 64. And I cannot tell you how many times that we physically were bleeding because of screen cheating. Like, you looked at my screen, just no warning, just straight jaw shot. Probably why I had a lisp when I was a kid.
Yeah, there goes. That's why you had your stutter. Uncle Dave.
It was a lisp, not a stutter. Yeah, but GoldenEye, man, yeah,
It was
it's
incredible,
it's
dude.
one of my honorable mentions. It's not my number one though. Not my number one.
Yeah, just it was a great game. Like I said, the competitiveness, and these kids today will never know. You got online, you think yelling at somebody online can be terrifying. Imagine doing it to your face, side by side, like wanting to fight each other because you literally could only play right next to each other.
Yeah,
So, um, yeah, GoldenEye definitely I think was going to be my number one. Number two is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
oh my lord, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, and they just remastered it too a
Dude,
couple years ago on Xbox.
I remember. Okay, let me ask you this first. What was your character? Who's
Bob
your
Burnquist.
Bob Burnquist? So, I would typically pick Alyssa Steamer,
Okay,
and what we would do in warehouse, you go down the
the
little
very
part.
first.
Yeah, you go down the little part. You come around. You go up that quarter pipe. Do whatever trick, and then you do a backflip over the half pipe, and then you land in a primo grind, and then you do 45 other grinds because the game was extremely realistic. And
Yeah,
then
you could do 45 tricks in one.
yeah. And I remember, we would get over 1,000,000 points every time. We were so good at that game.
Yeah, dude, I loved just all the different things you had to do. You go around to the different parks and you have to like have all these accomplishments, collect the bucks.
Yeah,
Uh,
collect the skate letters, the
yeah,
the tapes. There were tapes that you had to collect.
yep. The bucks. There was
Yeah,
like I think there were little $100 bills you had to collect or
yeah.
something. But yeah, that game was just so much fun. Another thing, you skated as a kid as well. I used to do a little bit of skateboarding as well, and it was just an addicting game. I think it was PlayStation, right, that it first came out on.
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
PlayStation 1, um, not one of my favorite games, but PlayStation always automatically makes me think of Gran Turismo 2. Was like one of my all-time favorite
I
racing
spent more
games.
time just letting the computer race for me.
On Gran Turismo?
Yep,
Why?
because you could do like the 200-mile races while you were sleeping.
What car did you get?
That would have been the Pikes Peak.
The car
Yeah,
at the Skyline?
yeah. That's stupid.
What?
But then you get the Pikes Peak.
Did you always do the Skyline and you
No,
always
it's the
get
Pikes
the
Peak.
blue with the gold
No,
rims?
you get the red Pikes Peak. If you've played Gran Turismo, the OG one, comment what your car was. Everyone knows the Pikes Peak was the best car. It was the
The
cover
Skyline.
car for 3 years.
I'm gonna go with Skyline.
Loser. Okay, so so Tony Hawk's Pro
Anyways,
Skater.
Tony Hawk's Pro
Yeah.
Skater. And this other one I'm gonna take back to more of arcade style. Gonna be Ninja Turtles.
Oh, I've got a great Ninja Turtle story. Ready?
Let's hear it.
Okay, so my mom worked at a place called Dental Associates, and she worked typically 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I think 4 days a week, 12-hour shifts. When my brother and I would get done with school, a lot of times we'd take it was like a 5 mile walk to get to Dental Associates, but we'd go there because they'd let us play the arcade games in the waiting room for free. And Ninja Turtles is one of them.
Was it?
And we played till, I mean, like our hands are freaking bleeding. The fingertips are just like rubbing off, and my brother and I are just sitting there. And I was always Leonardo because I was cooler than my brother. He'd pick like Michelangelo or something.
I always like Donatello staff.
Wow.
I mean, Leonardo is obviously the leader, the cool, but
Donatello is literally
smart scientist.
Donatello was the turtle he forgot about. So he's like, "Oh yeah, you need a weapon. Here's a stick."
I want to rage on you right now, like Raphael. But yeah, the Ninja Turtles game was awesome. Obviously, before you get to Master Shredder, at the very end, you got to fight Brain.
Yeah.
And then the little brain inside the big, his big body that he controls, and then you get to Shredder, and then Super Shredder comes out. You're like, right when you think you beat the game, now you got Super Shredder.
If Dave and Buster's had that game, I'd go to Dave and Buster's all the time to
Bro,
this
I'm
day.
telling you. So if you guys live in the Orlando area, I was just telling Jake about this place he's never been. I told him that he can't Google it, he can't look it up, but I'm gonna take him out to Player One, which if he's probably gonna be in heaven. He doesn't even know about it yet. But I'm gonna take him out there, and we're gonna try to go out there this weekend and
What's going to be like Chris Tucker in Rush Hour 2 when they
get our
open
nerd
the
on.
door and all the ladies are sitting there.
It's
Oh
almost like
my
that.
god!
Yeah, it's almost like that.
I'm excited. I'm looking
It's
forward to
gonna
it.
be dopest dope you've ever smoked, bro.
I'm not sure about that.
And just an honorable mention off of Ninja Turtles here. The first movie, Ninja Turtles, is still one of my favorite movies to this day.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, honestly, like top 3 for me of favorite movies of all time.
Those suits, the masks, the uniform, and everything, they sold at auction a couple years ago for a ton of money.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I was blown
I just made
away
that up.
on how good those are. Like those suits for that time and how
Oh,
well that movie was
even
done.
now, you take
Yeah.
those now and they're still good.
Dude, when it comes on like TNT or it comes on like any show, I think they even have them all on HBO now. Didn't really care for the third one. Second
Is that
one
the one
was
where they time traveled?
the third one is, yeah,
Yeah.
where they go back to
Yeah, I
Japan.
wasn't a fan of that.
There's funny moments in it, but the first 2 were the best. The first one was dark.
Yeah.
And it was just done so well. Obviously, it's like focuses around Raphael and his anger issues that he has. But it was just you get to see everybody, and it was just like screen time for all these characters so much that it was like it was fantastic.
I wish movie developers now would use more practical effects instead of CGI, because I mean you look at Jurassic Park movies. They made a T-Rex.
I mean, I think Star Wars got a lot of backlash on that too when they went away from using like actual props.
Well, I mean,
to
this prequel trilogy was literally filmed on green screens. The whole thing, everything was a green screen. There isn't a single actual piece of clone armor in the entirety of the prequel
That's wild.
trilogy. It's all CGI.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, the original ones. I mean, they were done so well. Hats off to George
Why are you
Lucas.
getting us off topic again?
Because actually, it's going to bring up just another honorable mention.
Oh, okay.
The Star Wars pod racing game.
That was amazing.
On N64.
Yeah, that
was so
amazing.
much fun. So many. Just even though it's just a racing game, but on N64 it was so much fun. Still remember racing on Tatooine.
Yeah, I literally would have stabbed my friends if they picked Anakin.
Really?
Like, yeah, seriously, Anakin was mine. I'm the chosen one. I hate how competitive I am sometimes.
That's life, bro. You gotta be to be
Remember-
successful in this
Remember
world.
when we went out and played football one time, and I'm like, I'm the best one here. Throw me the damn ball. And your brother's like, loser.
Dude, we've gotten in arguments on the football field before.
We got into a bad argument one time on the football field. But I remember there was that one time we played, and I toe tapped a touchdown catch in the corner, and you swore like by everything in your soul that I didn't catch it. And then we had our friend Sean there who was on your team, and he said that I caught it.
I don't remember it being on me.
That was on.
I think I was arguing.
You were
the
covering
play.
me.
No, I think it was on.
I mean, there was another play we argued that we got heated, but
I remember getting heated. I think at the one in Ocoee, the Bulldog Field when we were playing over there.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Why are you telling people where we play football?
I'm
I mean,
sorry.
come on, man. This is my turn.
Yeah, those are my top three, and then a few honorable mentions in there. Were my top games. I didn't get to say it, so I don't know if you'll say it, but Perfect Dark was also
Oh yeah,
really
Perfect Dark
cool.
was cool.
Yeah,
You
it's
could,
like kind of like a new style, 007 when it came
yeah.
out, but kind of more futuristic.
They
Uh,
they had they had the gun that you could see through walls, and then I think they had a gun that could shoot around the corner too. Like you just shoot and the bullet would track around the corner.
yeah, it's pretty.
Perfect Dark was really cool when it
Yeah,
came
it
out.
was really neat. So
They
I
they
enjoyed that
redid
one as
it.
well.
They redid it on
I didn't
Xbox
play it.
360. It was like Perfect Dark Reloaded or something, and it was terrible
Yeah, I didn't want to
compared to
ruin
the
those
first one.
memories that I had
Yeah.
with that game when I was little. So
GoldenEye, they redid that too on PlayStation 3. Also terrible.
wasn't I
Yep.
saw that they did it. I know they redid the whole story, but they just made the graphics better. They kept the story the same, but
Yeah, the
the
graphics were
graphics were
better, and
enhanced.
then they also made it VR for when the PlayStation Eye first came out.
Really?
Yeah, and like you could get like I don't think there weren't VR goggles at the time, but you had like the fake PlayStation gun and
But
you'd
it was
aim it at the
awful.
TV. It was terrible.
Really? Was it online play?
No.
Well, I guess for PlayStation 3.
No,
Well,
and
PlayStation 3
another
was
person
online.
was just actually remaking it. A fan was remaking it and he got shut down.
Really?
Mhm.
Hmm.
Cuz it costs money for people to play a game that they enjoy. Crazy. But now it's my turn. And I'm really excited to talk
I
about
think I know one of yours.
my number one favorite game, arguably of all time. I can say that too. With like cross my heart, hope to die, stick a needle in my eye. Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Oh,
Conker's Bad Fur Day was I don't know why my mom bought my brother and I this game because literally we were kids and there's like a mission where you have to jump on a sunflower's titties to, to like get to the next level up, and it was just this extremely vulgar game. And what they did in the game is they parodied a bunch of movies. So like there's a Saving Private Ryan sequence
what year did
within
this
the
come
game.
out?
I don't know, 2000 maybe.
Empire Ryan's not that old.
Yeah, it is
1990s?
probably.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh, we'll have to fact check that.
yeah. so
Anyways,
so
go
there's
ahead.
a Saving Private Ryan thing, where you're going on Normandy Beach, and the Nazis in the game were teddy bears filled with poop. And I mean, you could get drunk, and if
This is
you
child's
this
game?
is a child. Well, no, it wasn't, but we played it as a child, and like you could get
Your
drunk, and
mom let you guys get away with everything. Skipping school to play games, this.
the only way you could like stop being dizzy while you were drunk is to pee on other people.
Oh, that's
And
hilarious.
you could kill them by peeing on them.
I've never played this game.
Dude, it was the greatest thing ever. There was a
What
Matrix
console was it on?
Nintendo 64. Yeah, and there was you can play it now on Xbox, by the way. You can buy actually it's included with Game Pass.
As I say, is it on
It's
Game Pass?
called
Because they have a
Rare
bunch of
Replay.
old type of
And then
games.
with Rare Replay, you can download Conker's Bad Fur Day, the OG Conker's Bad Fur Day. And I mean, there was multiplayer in it that had all these different types of game modes. There was like Matrix game mode, but one of the ones we played the most were you were like a caveman and you had to go and try to steal the raptor eggs so you could eat. And other people are your friends are controlling the raptors. So you're running around little oompa loompa like thing with a club, and next thing you know, your head literally gets ripped off by a raptor. Very cartoonish game. You play as a squirrel, a red squirrel, who like you lost your girlfriend or something. I don't remember the exact plot
There's
line.
an emotional
Yeah,
twist.
well, and then the Panther King, who's the bad guy, spills his milk, and he's out for revenge. He wants more milk, and you just go on this insane quest to get him his milk. You have to climb this giant mountain that's made out of poop, and then when you go inside, you come against a great mighty poo.
I'm super terrified of what your number 2 and 3 games are gonna be.
So,
But real quick, because you mentioned the Raptor, do you remember playing Jurassic Park on Sega?
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, they had a Jurassic Park game on Sega Genesis.
I remember Turok, but I
No,
don't remember
Turok was
Jurassic.
in 64.
Yeah, but that's the only old dinosaur game I
We'll
remember.
YouTube it. I'll show you.
Yeah,
It was actually
I'll
really
have to
cool.
check it out.
So,
But before I was rudely interrupted,
oh, sorry.
you get to fight the Great Mighty Pooh, and you fight him by like as he opens his mouth, you throw toilet paper into his mouth.
Wasn't this from the same creators of South Park?
No, it wasn't.
Because I feel like that's something
These
they
guys
would.
were genius. And so that
Oh,
he sings
so
you a song while you're fighting him. Says, I am the great mighty Pooh, and I'm going to throw my shit at you. A huge supply of tish comes from my chocolate starfish. How about some scotch, you little twat? And then that's only part of the song. He keeps going. And
this is gonna sound like bleep 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 bleep.
dude, it
Can we
is
get
the
away with
greatest.
twat?
It is, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think now we're gonna have to bleep it again. So, anyway, I could actually take an entire segment just talking about this game alone, but it had an amazing multiplayer. You know, it was N64, so it was split screen. So you know, we got into plenty of fights over screen cheaters for that as well. But there was just it was all different games built into one. It was a Matrix game. It was a World War II game where you could pee on poop-filled teddy bears. It was just it was
I've never seen that. I'm gonna have to go YouTube and
My
hopefully
brother's
there's
been playing it again.
really.
Once he saw that it was on rare replay, he started playing it again.
Oh wow.
It was fantastic.
Wait, Rare Replay's the one with Battletoads is on there.
It is. And
Yeah, Altered
Banjo-Kazooie.
Beast is on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play Battletoads. It was a terrible game.
I hate you. Like I hate you. If you can go on there and go on there and play Battletoads, and if you get to the jet skiing part underground, and you can pass it on the first try.
Oh yeah, am I going to go on there with my Xbox?
Yeah, you are. You can go on PlayStation 5 too.
No, Rare Replay's on Xbox.
Is it only on Xbox?
Yeah, and you have my Xbox.
Well, there's one right there. There's one right there. You can get it on any one of those.
There's another one.
Another one out there.
Yeah.
So eat
bleep,
Mr. Pooh.
First of all, it was Great Mighty Pooh.
Great Mighty Pooh. But you're not great.
My number 2 is also GoldenEye though. GoldenEye. Do you remember the little like hidden doors?
You mean like on the complex?
Into? Yeah.
Like where it had like
it was like a screen and you could go into it and it's like you always have that one friend that you knew didn't know about it. Or that.
Or there's always one person you know is hiding there because he sucks. He's like
I was good though. I've been a solid grade A gamer my entire life.
Straight out of the womb, came out ready to game.
I came out with an Atari controller. I mastered Tetris by the age of 2.
That's my Atari.
That's your Atari pose? Yeah. That looks exactly like your Xbox pose.
No, because I'm not leaned up and playing. I hate you.
Well, that's the second time you've told me you hate me in like 4 minutes.
Have you held a N64 controller lately?
It's so awkward.
Dude, it's like, how did I even play on this? Like what?
Yeah, because you can get an N64 type controller for the Switch. Yeah, and you can get a GameCube controller, of course, for it. That's what most like real hardcore Switch gamers play with, is a GameCube controller. Yeah, you can get like a generic type N64 controller, but like how stupid was that? The joystick was in the middle here, but then sometimes you had to use the D-pad
all the way over. Yeah, like all the handle over.
Yeah, and then but it had those extra yellow buttons.
Yeah, but even if like you're holding in the middle and you have your R1 and L1, you have to still go up and over to get to the L1.
I don't know about your little midget hands, but I could reach. I couldn't reach.
All these damn short jokes, bro. You're really just trying to take a hit on my confidence.
Okay, guys, if you didn't know, Paul is 5'4".
4'3".
He's 5'4". On a good day, he's 5'5".
I'm sitting on cushions over here, man.
I know, you already said that. You keep interrupting me while I'm trying to tell all of our friends what my top 3 favorite childhood games
were. We're on GoldenEye.
Yeah, and GoldenEye, that's number 2. It was hard for that not to be number 1, but Conker's Bad Fur Day was a mix of GoldenEye, The Matrix, Saving Private Everything. It was an amazing game. See, now I'm about to go on freaking, oh my god, Conker's Bad Fur Day again. Number 3. Ooh.
I'm wondering if I know what it is. I'm like guessing in my mind right now.
Tell me what you think it is.
Super Smash Brothers.
No. It was a terrible guess. Grand Theft Auto 3. That's my number 3. Convenient, right?
Convenient, because I feel like I talked about it last week.
No, you talked about Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Vice City, but we also brought up Grand Theft Auto 3, and you
I
are just
know.
like, oh my god, it's one of my top favorite games.
I hate you. See, it doesn't
See?
feel very
It goes
good, does
around.
it?
No,
It
it feels
doesn't feel.
great. It
No, it
feels
doesn't. It
fantastic.
doesn't feel good at all.
This is an
Anyway.
eye roll, you. My wife hates when I do an eye roll. Hey, when you do that?
But no, Grand Theft Auto 3, it was the first three-dimensional, not bird's eye view Grand Theft Auto game. It's really what made GTA what it is today. And I just remember specifically, I had a route. You'd go from the hospital because I died all the time, and you'd go down to the right of the hospital. You take your first right, that'll bring you up a curved hill that'll curve to the left, and then you turn to the mansion on the right. That was a mafia house, and there was a mafia sentinel, which was like, the BMW M3.
Yeah, and that's
That
the car everybody
was
wanted.
my car.
You know what's crazy is like I felt like in those games, it's like they knew. Like when I was looking for a Sentinel, couldn't find them anywhere.
Oh, that's how all of them have been ever since,
Isn't it
too.
amazing?
Yeah.
Like you're like, I need to find this car, and like you don't have to say it. You're just thinking it, and the game knows. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna not put any of these on the map for you right now. Can't find them anywhere.
Remember the other day when I told you the Banshee was a Viper?
Yeah, it's like a Dodge Viper. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a Dodge Viper.
You're like, no, it's not. It's not a Dodge Viper. I swear to gosh, tootin' pootin' scooper.
It was actually the opposite way. I definitely told him that it was a Dodge Viper. And
I have the conversation.
Prove it.
I will. I'll post it. I'll post it for everyone to see. Because I proved you wrong. It was a Dodge Viper. Mind you, mixed with a bunch of other cars too, because they did that with all their cars. Just like in the new Grand Theft Autos, like the Ferrari also has Lamborghini and McLaren parts.
I think when I first, so I didn't have a picture in front of me, but when I was picturing it in my mind, I actually pictured something a little bit different than the Banshee. So I don't know what car I was thinking of. Maybe it was on a different game.
See, and I think the Banshee just stuck out for me because at that time in my life, the Viper was my dream car.
It was everybody's dream car.
Yeah.
Especially with the blue racing stripes
I
on
would
it.
still get a Viper, even though they discontinued them in 2015 because Fiat sucks. But I would still buy a 2015 Viper over.
They used to have one in the showroom at one of the Dodge dealerships out by where I live. Yeah, and it was the most beautiful thing ever.
Napleton and Claremont.
Yeah, still going for like $125,000.
Yeah, the guy who bought it, I talked to a guy there when I went to go look at a car at one point. The guy who ended up buying that Viper showed up in a Ferrari, and he bought the Viper. He paid cash for it. And the guy told me when he sold it to him, he drove the Ferrari there, so he had him drive the Viper to his house. He got to
glorious.
Oh my lord!
10 miles of his life.
I would have crashed and died.
I would have took it to my house.
I probably would have taken it to my house too, and been like, "What is this beautiful car doing at this dirt bag of a home?"
My brother used to work for this company.
Wow, great story.
Event specialist. They used to do like these blow up tents, but her husband had a red Dodge Viper.
Yeah,
it was freaking gorgeous, man. It was just such a beautiful car.
It's one of the cars that I get they didn't sell a lot of them, but they priced them over $100,000, and you look at the cost of like the Hellcat, which mind you has more power than the Viper, and now the Viper, if they priced it at Hellcat price, it would sell again.
For sure. If they brought that back to the market to like at a reasonable...
At the Corvette price, Yeah. Because it was always priced way higher than the Corvette.
But, it was like also one of those cars that I'm glad I didn't see 50 of them on the road a month, It was like one of those things when you saw it, it was always like...
It's always exciting.
Damn, that's a sweet
I saw one
car,
at work like 2 months ago, and I was so excited.
Anyways, Grand Theft Auto 3.
Grand Theft Auto 3, which apparently you think I'm making up. Oh, you didn't talk about it last week. How could it be one of your favorite games? Because you were talking about Vice City. I was letting you have your moment.
It was a good moment.
Thank you. I am a good friend, even though you tell me you hate me 3 times per podcast.
Light of mine. I'm gonna let them shine. Let them shine.
People, let me tell you about my best friend. I thought you were
gonna go and like, it's not Paul.
No, it's not. It's Aaron Rodgers. Anyway, that'll wrap things up for the gaming segment. We will be back after a short break with the final segment of the podcast, which is...
Sports!
That was really bad.
What part? ahead. Look at me and smile. Teeth.
I don't show my teeth when I smile.
What's wrong with you, bro?
My teeth are ugly.
Dude, you're a beautiful soul. Welcome back to the MGS podcast, your one-stop shop for sports.
You fucking... Welcome back to the MGS podcast, your one-stop shop for movies, games, and sports. We've reached the final segment of the show, which we just reached some breaking news. Just came in. And I know Paul is just super excited to break that to everybody.
I'm crying. This is the final segment of the day.
I was going to say, I think you're that emotional about that news you saw?
That's no, crazy. But that is some beautiful news as well. That could bring a tear to the eye, you know?
Yeah.
Tiger Woods is looking like he's gonna be in the Masters this year.
That is exciting.
So it was just broken on ESPN that it looks like there's a good chance we might be seeing some Tiger Woods at the Masters, which is one of my all-time favorite events of golf for the year. I was just telling you earlier, if you guys are not golf fans, which Jake's not a huge golf fan, but I like to play frequently whenever I can. It is like the most peaceful golf game to watch. Like, and if it is like
is golf the most peaceful golf game?
I mean, just like the scenery at Augusta, Georgia, the views that they have at this course. Like, if you don't even have to watch golf to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But you don't even have to watch it to feel like how relaxing that atmosphere makes you feel. Like I was telling you, like just throw it up on your TV while you're playing games.
Yeah.
Or, just throw it up in the other room on the weekend and it just gives you that like relaxation.
I don't want to relax when I'm playing games. I'm in the zone.
I mean, either way, even just around the house. I'm in the zone, chief. But like it's just a beautiful course. I mean, obviously Tiger won it 2 years ago. Matsuyama, I believe, is who won it last year. Hideki Matsuyama won it last year, which is a Japanese player. I think the first ever
he's young too,
Japanese
right?
player. Yeah, first ever Japanese player to actually win it.
Yeah.
Win the Masters. And it was like huge for Japan. Like, I mean, he was like the new celebrity all over Japan after he won it. So
shout out to my uncle Takuji Sakiyama.
Oh, you have an uncle?
I have a lot of uncles.
Oh.
Yeah, I have an uncle from Japan.
I never knew you had an uncle.
His name is Takuji Sakiyama.
Oh wow!
And I love him and his kids.
That's
and
cool.
My Aunt Julie.
Awesome stuff.
Anyway, we're gonna kind of move on with our sports segment now. Not a lot of big news. In the NFL world, draft is coming up this month. We are officially in draft month. Still some notable free agents on the table. One of the biggest ones, Odell Beckham Jr.
For some reason, I saw that he signed back with the Rams.
Was it on April Fool's Day?
No, it was before. Okay. So this was like a week and a half ago. I thought that for some reason I saw that he signed again with the Rams, but I guess I was mistaken.
On April Fool's Day, I saw that he signed with the Packers, and I'm like,
And I was going to send it to you, and I was like, oh, he's probably going to know. Yeah.
I didn't at first. I'm like, this is so serious. This has to be the realest thing ever. Jadeveon Clowney, he's still available.
He's injury prone.
He is, but when he's not hurt, he's a monster.
Is he, though?
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
I felt like he made his career off of one big hit.
Yeah.
In college with the South Carolina Gamecocks.
That was a great hit.
I mean, he knocked the dude's head right off clean and got the ball back after a crazy turnover that they didn't think was deserving of Michigan, and then he goes back out there and gets the ball back. So
yeah. And a future Packers wide receiver Julio Jones is still on the market.
Yep, getting older.
Honestly,
wonder if he'll go join Matty Ryan over in Indianapolis. No. They could use a receiver.
No, he wants a ring. He's at the age he wants a ring. 28-3, he didn't get one.
So he's gonna go replace Odell over there with the Rams.
No, I honestly I think his best option right now is the Packers. Packers need the veteran leadership. We've got Randall Cobb, but
not getting another ring, bro.
What? Look how supportive I've been of your Bengals.
Who day
lost a thing Super Bowl.
Who day win lost a Super Bowl. That
Um,
was a good one.
now onto NBA. Are the Lakers going to make the play-in tournament?
I know. Are they one game back right now?
They have so
I know they
for
lost last night
yeah
to
they're in
the
11th place right now.
MVP.
They essentially have to win out. Plus the Spurs have to lose, I think, two in order for
I
them to make the
just
play-in.
don't see that happening. I think LeBron James is even out with an ankle injury right now.
Yeah, which
Anthony Davis came back way too late after his injury to have anything happen there. I don't.
he's been playing well since he came back, but
He had a good
he
game against the Pelicans. I think was
yeah,
his first game back. I
which
think right.
yeah, that's a good game to do well against, so
Yeah,
because
he's all.
he was drafted by the
Yeah.
Pelicans, so but LeBron James too. I think he has to play out the rest of the season. He has to play in every game in order to qualify for the scoring title.
If they even want a chance to even make the play-in tournament, he's gonna have to
He's
play.
got to play. Yeah, he's got
So
to.
I
But
mean,
I think if I had to put a percentage on it, I maybe a 10% chance they make the play-in. And I know I've got some Lakers fans and LeBron fans that are close friends of mine, and they probably won't like that I just said that. But being as realistic as I can,
I just
it's gonna
not
be
ready
tough.
to hear all the trash that here's another thing LeBron's not good at,
Yeah,
is
LeBron
gonna
James.
he's not the GOAT, they're demoralizing his story, he can't even make the playoffs. It's like, holy
See,
cow,
the
man.
thing is, just the amount of talk. If you're not talking about LeBron James as much as people are, and people are hating on him all the time, if you're not talking about him, that means he's not relevant. But you're talking about him all the time.
Right.
So,
I mean, I follow the white Stephen A. Smith on Facebook,
I know what you're
and they're
talking about.
always putting up things just to make Jordan hater, I mean Jordan lovers like so
Yeah,
mad at LeBron. And if you ever go through and just read the comments on some of that stuff, it's hilarious to see how serious people get over things that are clearly
yeah.
made as like a clickbait type thing. So
You know who's a huge LeBron fan? Giannis Antetokounmpo, who just passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the Bucks' all-time leading scorer.
that dude is hilarious.
I know I sent you that Instagram thing of him telling a
The
dad
joke
joke.
before he gets up there, he's
And
got the book with him and everything. Let's start this off with a joke.
okay, if nobody has watched just Giannis in an interview, he is the most gentle-hearted, funny human being
Yeah,
ever. Like
he's a keeper.
he melts my heart, and I love him to death. And he passed Kareem, all-time leading scorer for the Bucks. He's currently in second place for the MVP race. He's only behind Mr. Jokic. Is that how you
MV,
say his last name,
yeah,
Jokic?
and he was the MVP last year.
Yeah, he was MVP last year. Uh, Giannis Antetokounmpo the two years before that. And then Joel Embiid is in third place in the MVP
A
race.
lot of
But
big men.
yeah, yeah.
All of them
Well,
are.
man, look, I have now. I might be biased. I'm a huge Milwaukee Bucks fan. I feel like it's got to go to Giannis, and the reason I say that is Jokic. He's had a great season. Do not get me wrong. He has an amazing season, just like he did last year. The difference is Giannis has had a great season, and he's completely changed his game. This man is sinking free throws now. He's shooting the deep ball. He's getting better at mid range. Like he just
He's
changed,
improving more and more
dude.
each year.
I'm
Dude's
just so
friggin'
impressed
ripped,
with him.
bro.
I
He's a
I love him
monster.
to death.
He like when you see him running up the middle, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna back to the side.
When we went to the Bucks game, like I've got my Galaxy S22 Ultra with 100 time digital zoom, and I mean
iPhones
you
don't
could
even know
just
what that is.
yeah you could just see his like muscle veins like pulsating, and I'm like, that's my man.
That's my man. Wish you would looked in the camera with that creepy look.
That's
That's
my
my
man.
man.
So, but in the East, Heat are number one still. Celtics number two.
Yeah,
They're 2 games
Celtics.
behind.
Well, I think the last time when we were going over sports last week, I think the Celtics and
Celtics
Heat
were
were tied. Celtics on top
yeah
for the number one spot. Like I said, though, you're going to see a lot of back and forth in the Eastern Conference
yeah
right now with all those teams as we wind down the season and get ready for the play-in tournament. But um, it'll be interesting to see who gets that number
yeah.
one seed.
No
So
catching the Suns though.
no,
There's absolutely no catching the Suns. I mean, the Grizzlies are 7 games behind at number two, and then the Warriors, who have rebounded, are sitting at 12.5 games behind compared to the East, where you're 2 games behind for your second place team and 2.5 games behind for your third place team.
Yep. Yeah, a lot closer of a run over there.
Yeah.
Another thing is going to be fantastic this year. Moving on to a different sport, we finally got our group settings for the World Cup. Yeah, soccer,
You like that?
football.
Football.
So, one of the biggest sports across the world.
Yeah.
Getting ready to kick it off for the world's biggest party of sports with the FIFA tournament and World Cup. So, it's held in Qatar.
Yep.
This year, which actually there was a lot of questions in the beginning when they chose Qatar if there was going to be if it was even going to be held there.
Yeah.
Because of whenever you hold a World Cup, you have to build all these stadiums and things like that for it. And I think there was some labor laws happening. So there was I think
labor laws
starting to be some bids to put it somewhere else. But they ended up holding on to it, and we have our groups now. So I'll let you take it away with the groups and kind of go over those.
Yeah, I mean, to start off, I want to talk about, obviously, we're here in the United States of America. USA's in Group B.
Yep.
We're badass.
Back-to-back war champs.
Back-to-back. I don't know how we'll do in 3, but back-to-back. There's a lot of references to B, but we're just going to kind of go through these fairly quickly. But Group A, we've got Qatar, Ecuador. I said my Wisconsin accent came up. Ecuador. Senegal and the Netherlands. Group B, we got England, Iran, US of A, and then Wales, Ukraine, Scotland. Group C, we've got Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland. People ask me if I'm Polish all the time. I'm like, no, I'm German.
I would get confused with Canadian.
Wow.
Is that accent when it comes out?
Heard that. Wish I didn't hear that, but I just did. Group D, we got France, Australia, United Arab. How do you say that?
What, Australia?
United. Yeah. We know you know Australia. We all saw your blooper from the other week. So,
Crocky, mate.
Putting all the shrimp on the ball bag. Peru, Denmark, and Tunisia. Group E, we got Spain, Costa Rica, New Zealand, Germany, Japan. Group F, Belgium, Canada, Morocco, and Croatia. Group G, Brazil, Serbia.
Brazil, going to be strong.
Yeah, oh my God.
They're always fantastic.
Switzerland and Cameroon. Group H, we got Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, and South Korea. And
let me ask you something real quick. So real quick, all these places, where would you travel to?
United States of America.
No, you're already in the United States of America. Where would you travel to if you can go to any one of those countries?
The USA. Australia.
Australia?
I'd go to Australia.
Really?
Because I live life on the edge. And I
live life on the down under.
Wow. Chris Hemsworth, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry for my friend.
Why Chris? Why not Liam?
What the hell? What is wrong with you?
I'm playing.
You notice who wasn't mentioned in all those groupings, though?
I was blown away. I mean, there's a couple of them out there who didn't make it, but Italy,
yeah.
I was like, what?
I mean, these guys created pizza, and they're not even in the World Cup.
I mean, dude, they're huge soccer.
Yeah, they really are.
But the thing is I know how that heartbreak feels. Not as bad as Italy probably does.
You're talking about when the Bengals lost the Super Bowl?
No, when USA didn't qualify last year or last World Cup. I mean, I remember how mad we all were when that happened, and it's like,
yeah, I thought you were talking about when the Bengals lost the Super Bowl.
Yeah, just keep bringing it up. It's okay. I'm gonna start crying right now. I just can't hold it together. I'm gonna go home and watch it again.
You're moving my tablet, bro.
But yeah, Italy,
so strong.
Italy not making it in there. That'll be just, you know what, another good team that we don't have to face.
That's true.
That's the way to look at it.
Yeah. And then moving on into
March Madness is over.
March Madness. We are into April. The championship
final
game.
Countdown.
It's the final countdown. Wow, that was really good.
I wasn't gonna do it because you made fun of my sound all night, so I was like, I'm just gonna mimic it.
But the championship game has been decided with, unfortunately, Coach K in what will be his last game, losing to North Carolina, 77 to
Our
81.
arch rival.
There were 18 lead changes
That's
in that
wild.
game. 12 ties, 18 lead changes.
That's crazy.
That's the kind of game you want to see. And you said it. You said that's going to be a championship level game.
Yep.
And you compare that to Kansas versus Villanova, where
Blowout.
it was just
It was
a blowout.
like 81 to 65 or
Kansas
something like
beat
that.
Villanova 81 to 65.
Yeah, that was wild.
So we're gonna have Kansas versus North Carolina, with North Carolina being the underdog. They were ranked 6th in the East, compared to Kansas #1 in the Midwest. So
yeah, so we'll see. That'll be big game. I think that was our top or our highest seed coming into the Elite Eight was the number 6, right?
yeah, they were the lowest seed.
No,
This
North
is
Carolina.
English.
North Carolina being the
the
lowest seed.
higher number that means lower.
Let's start this whole thing over.
Kids stay
Start
in
this
school.
whole thing over. No, we're not doing this.
So championship game is decided. North Carolina versus Kansas.
Be a good one.
It'll be a good one. Paul and I were discussing a bet, and we need your help. We need your help. So, who do you think is going to win? Let's start there.
I mean, I try to wear North Carolina blue for a reason.
All right, so
that's who I think's going to take it.
So Paul is placing a wager on North Carolina. We need you. Tell us what we are wagering.
We want you.
I already did the you thing.
I know. I'm sorry.
Wow. So let us know. What should the wager be? If Kansas wins, what does Paul have to do? If North Carolina wins, what does Jake have to do? I know you all want to see me dressed like a woman again. I was attractive.
You were, yeah.
Like, I would have been getting catcalled all day walking past a construction site.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure, yeah. You probably wore that to work on the construction site.
I did.
He did ask me if he could, like, you think I can hold on to this wig for a little bit?
Yeah, fun fact, the wig is Paul's for Tuesdays.
It's Wednesdays on OBT. Thank you very much. Someone's got to make a living around here.
First of all,
how do you think we afforded these mics?
Whoa! My son watches this program.
Oh, shoot. Camden, close your eyes.
Wow, now you just told everyone my kid's name.
They can see you on Facebook
and Instagram, yeah. All right, so no, seriously though, we're gonna place this bet. Paul's got his money on North Carolina. I'm going with Kansas, since it's the only team left to pick. Tell us what the loser has to do. Sure you don't want to go with
Duke?
Pretty sure. Tell us what the loser has to do.
Yeah, but, let us know. Leave it in the comments, and if not, we're going to make up something crazy.
Yeah, we'll post it on the Instagram, but we would really like to know what you guys think.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for coming to hang out with us on episode 6. Continue just to like, subscribe, share, and leave us some comments.
He looks at me and he's going to make... Good night, everybody.
Good night. Say goodnight. Why did you make me say goodnight? You forced that on me.
Fuck, I did. Well, you had to fucking say it. Fucking. Oh, we weren't recording. I'm just kidding.
Thank God.